Hello everyone, this is a demo of my master's project, SmartState. In the previous video I showed you the web interface, but this time I'm going to put everything together with LoRaWAN and start from scratch and run through a few examples. So first, again, we have the messages interface. So this is all messages sent via the system or received. You can export those messages or send a manual message to any participant you want. And then message logs are logs for a specific participant, incoming and outgoing. Surveys here are just a list of surveys that have been created and completed by the participants. I'm going to skip over participants for now. We'll go to protocol types. So here I have defined two protocol types, read glucose and survey. Adding a new protocol is as simple as defining it here and then creating the JavaScripts for it. And then user administration, so this is users for the website. So we have three roles here. So study admin, this is someone who is a researcher and maybe a contact point for participants. So if a participant texts in help me, it would go to this number and notify the administrator to get in contact with that participant. A website admin is just someone who has control of the entire website, and then a user has control of every part of the website except for user administration. So this can also be defined as a non-PHI role, so it hides anything PHI, or a primary investigator role, so that hides names, group assignments, or protocol assignments, things like this. This can also be defined as anything else, or roles can be added to or removed depending on what is needed for the study. And then we have an add new user thing here for new users. Okay, so back to participants. So obviously we don't have anything added right now. So let's go ahead and add myself as a participant. Then I have my LoRaWAN device identifier here, and I'll add that here, and I want to be enrolled in both protocols. And then I am in Louisville. Okay, so now that we have a participant added, on the phone we should see in a few seconds a message come in from the read glucose protocol. So here we go. It says, "Hi Sam, it's time to check your blood glucose level. Please interact with your blood glucose device to start sending readings." So over here we have a LoRaWAN door sensor, and then I'm going to interact with that once, or however many times that you want to. So this is an opening event. So if I just leave it alone and just interact with it once, it will give me a normal reading. If I do it twice, it'll give me a high reading, and if I do it 3 times, then it'll give me a low reading. So then on the phone, after I've interacted with it, you can see your glucose readings are being received. We'll let you know your results momentarily. So if I stop interacting with the device after the initial one, after 30 seconds, it'll end it and then give me my results. So now we're done. So this is after 30 seconds. It says all finished. Your blood glucose is normal. Keep up the good work. So again, if I would have opened, closed it, that would be a high reading. If I would have opened, closed it, and then opened it again, that'd be a low reading. And then any other combination of that would be high, low, or medium, or normal, high, or low. And then I can show that with the read glucose state log. This is a small interjection from when the original video was originally recorded. So this is a month or two later. Since in the original video you're about to see a state machine image, and I'm going to describe how it works. But since the original video, I've went ahead and added the actual diagram into the website. And then you can see what your current state is, and then the next valid states. So blue means you're in this state, and then the red arrows mean these next states are valid. So we can kind of show this moving along with warm start glucose. We can just go ahead and move to that state, and then you can see it moves here and then updates the red arrows to see what the next valid states could be. Okay, and then now you will see how this works. So what happened is, well, let me pull up the read glucose state diagram first, and we'll go over this. So I started in this wait start state, and this is the first text message I received. It's time to check your blood glucose level. Please interact with your device. And then after I interacted with the LoRaWAN device, we moved to the start reading portion. This sent another text message saying your glucose readings are being received. So that is there. And then after the 30-second timeout, we moved to finish reading. So this is where I get my results. It says all finished, your blood glucose is normal, keep up the good work. And then after that is sent, we move to end of episode, and this waits until I think two hours until it asks the first text message again, so it moves back to wait start. So that was a good example of this working. We also have some other paths here, so if after 15 minutes from the first text message to interact with your device, the user doesn't interact with the device, we move to warn start glucose. So that just sends another message saying, hey, you haven't interacted with your device in 15 minutes. Send help me if you need help, but also like interact with your device. So if after 15 minutes they still don't interact with their device, we go to miss start, and then that immediately goes to notify an administrator, and then back to the waiting for 2 hours to redo the cycle. So we can actually mimic that with the manual state moving over here. So let's say we want 2 hours to pass, we could just go ahead and move back to wait start. Okay, so now I should receive another text message on my phone saying, okay, it's time to check your blood glucose. So let's say, oh, I didn't do it in 15 minutes, so let's move to the warn start glucose. So now I should receive a message that says, hey, we haven't started receiving your glucose measurements. Please interact with your device or send help me to get help. So let's say, okay, well, I don't want to do that, or something's wrong, I'm not going to interact with it. So we can move to miss start, and then that immediately notifies an admin, tells me that I've missed my thing, and goes back to waiting for 2 hours. So on the phone here, we can see it says, Sam, we haven't started receiving your blood glucose readings. We will notify a study administrator to assist you. And then since my phone is hooked up as the study administrator and as a participant, I'm receiving both lines of text messages. So this last text message here is saying, participant me did not successfully interact with their glucose measurement device within 30 minutes, or an error occurred, they may require help. So then that would give me the opportunity to text them or call them and say, hey, what's going on, do you need help? And then I guess that's all for read glucose. We can switch now to the survey. So now let's bring up the survey state machine. So here, obviously, again, we start in the initial state, and then if it's before noon, we move to the wait for noon state, or if it's before 6 p.m. or afternoon, but before 6 p.m., we move to wait for 6 p.m. So the way this works is there's 2 surveys administered a day, one at noon, one at 6 p.m., and then text messages with the survey link are sent to the participant for them to interact with on their device. So right now, what's going to happen is I'm going to manually move the wait for noon state to the noon survey, since it's only 10 o'clock in the morning. We're going to fake that to move it to the noon survey, and then take the survey, and then it should move to the wait for 6 p.m. state. Now we can see we are in the wait for noon state, so let's go ahead and move to the noon survey. So on the device here in a second, we should see a, hello, please take a moment to complete the following survey about your health. So if I click on that, it brings me to the survey portal for, this is just another page on the website. So now I can interact with it via text or voice. I will interact with voice because I think that demonstrates a little bit more. I'm ready. And see, it populates down here in the text box. So this kind of works like the dictate setting for iPhones. You can say it and then it puts it in the text box for you to view it first and then send it. So if it has any mistakes or anything, you can correct that before sending it.
When was the last time you ate?
So hopefully you can hear this, but the device is actually reading out what it's being sent, or what the AI is saying. So when was the last time you ate? So I ate this morning at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m.
Have you exercised today?
And then I'll do another dictate. No, I haven't. So that looks good, so I'll send it.
Is your stress level low or high?
It's pretty low today. So that's almost instantaneous, and this is via an API call.
Have you been drinking water?
Oh yeah.
Would you like a healthcare professional to call you about these results?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Okay, great. Here's your daily wellness log. Last time eat. 10 a.m., January 26, 2023. Exercise. No. Stress level. It's pretty low today. Drinking water. Yes. Contact from healthcare professional. No, thank you for your time. If this looks correct, please click the Unfinished button. If you need to make corrections, type or say, Redo.
Okay, so now I'm finished, so I will click the I'm finished button, and then they will get a message saying, thank you for taking the survey, your response has been recorded, you can close the window. So that is what I will do. And then now back on the website, we can view the survey response from me. So this says created at this time, finished at this time, and then this is all my responses. So this is basically a proof of concept for the machine. You want to do a live demo or interact with the device, please let me know. But other than that, thank you for your time.